Hello everyone, my name is Isabella Baird and I'm the founder of East of Eden Organic Farming. What we purpose to do is teach people that it's very possible to be productive and make a living through organic farming. It's all about going back to the natural way of farming without chemicals and other harmful things that harm ourselves, excuse me, but also the environment. So we're here to talk about that. We very recently did our first training on organic pest control on the 8th of March, where we had 9 attendees from various backgrounds. Some were gardeners, some were just enthusiasts, other were export farmers, other were just starting out farming from all areas of Kenya. We held that at Lileshwa Gateway here in the Twala region, and it was very successful. We had both men and female farmers who attended, gardeners, who all had various questions and struggles that they've been having with trying to go organic and trying to use natural methods in terms of farming without using chemicals that again would be harmful to themselves but also the environment. We taught on different methods, different types of pest control, just your readily available products, produce such as chili, garlic, Mexican sunflower, aloe vera, things like that that you can then combine. We taught them on how to combine them, how to do the formulations, what ratios they should use, what pests they're good for, what insects they're also good for. We taught them on land preparation, how to just look at your environment and understand what would work for your environment. What pests do you have? Do you have monkeys? Do you have rats, rodents? What sort of insects do you have within your environment? How to prepare your soil, which is very important. One of the things that we highly emphasized on was using a lot of organic matter in your soil. That's the first place to start. Then as you prepare your soil, you're also preparing the foundation for the seedlings, the seeds or seedlings to actually establish themselves. It's like a baby. When you have a newborn baby, you need to feed them well. You need to nourish them. That's what helps them grow. That's what helps their immune system become strong. It's exactly the same thing with plants and vegetables and fruit trees. It's exactly the same thing. So we must learn how to give our foundation, how to give our land, how to prepare our land so that we can give a good root establishment, good immune systems to our plants, because the stronger the plants are, the better they are able to fend off for themselves, first of all, the insects and the pests and the disease that come along. Then we assist them with the products, the natural products that we can then give them as it is needed. To all our non-organic farmers out there, I want to encourage you, because there is a perception of going organic is very expensive, it's difficult, you fail a lot. But I want to encourage you that that is not the case. It is simply to understand what is required, how to do it, and why it is good to do what you're doing. I have experienced myself and some of the farmers that I work with that is actually very cost effective to farm organically, because you have readily available products, plants that you can use, that you can even plant within your own farm, that you can then harvest and then do these formulations with. But what is required is the understanding. It's not something that you can just jump into with both feet. So take time out. Come to our next event, which I will let you know when it's happening at the end of this video. Come listen, come with all your questions, come and be encouraged that it is very possible, because doing this, you are not only going to have a profitable farming venture for yourself. 2, you're also going to help to better the environment. 3, you're also going to help to keep people healthy. Because one of the main things that is happening right now is that we're actually, people are dying unnecessarily because of the amount of pesticides that we use on our produce today. But it's very possible to do it without, and we will show you how. A couple of years ago, there was a study done in Kiambu County specifically, because they found that a lot of males in Kiambu County were actually born sterile. As they continued doing this study, they found out that it was because of the amount of pesticides that had seeped through into the table water in Kiambu County. And they found out that actually almost every second male was born impotent. Now, this was because of the over-excess of chemicals that were used on coffee, flower plantations within Kiambu County, decades and decades ago. This is an encouragement to people to think about, because that's the effect that chemicals has, not only on our environment, but on ourselves, on our children, on the future generations of our families. So I encourage everybody to go back and look at our natural methods of farming. It is very possible to be successful, whether you're doing locally, whether you're doing it for export. Some of the most wealthy countries in the world today are even shying away from chemicals themselves. Why do they why do they ban chemicals, but here in Kenya or in Africa, the market is flooded with them? So I would encourage everybody, look at our natural crops, our indigenous crops that we used to plant, such as millet, such as sorghum. These are things that we need to go back to. These are things that are naturally good for our environment, grow very well in our environment. Let's think about the harmful effects that chemical has across the board. It is our responsibility to take control, to do what is necessary, to ensure that not only us, but the future generations of our families have a healthy, sustainable, and easy access to healthy, nutritious, and safe food. I started this journey of organic farming through natural health. All right, and I started as when I had my firstborn. I really did not like the push to use conventional medicine on my children. And then I looked at my family history and realized, oh wow, my great-grandmother passed away when she was 106, healthy, no illness, could walk straight. And then my mother and my grandmother also of age, but very, very healthy. So I started then looking at our family history and just realized that in our cooking, we used to use, every day we're doing turmeric, garlic, ginger, your cardamoms, all the natural spices. And we used to get them and grind them ourselves. So I began doing that with my children as well. So right now, to date, my youngest is going to be 9 this year. Since we left the hospital, since I gave birth to her, she has never seen a doctor. And she's never been ill, severely ill. She's had her fevers, things like that, which I just cure with basically those 3 things, in all honesty. Last year she had H. pylori. I cured that with ground pawpaw seeds. And that took a month, and that was it. I then began to get interested in food, then began to do research and realize that, wow, okay, food has a lot of chemicals in it today. And that's just, in short, how I got to this journey of really wanting to understand more about organic farming. And then the goal for me is to really try and help as many people as possible, because the truth is too many people are dying unnecessarily. And it's just because of lack of knowledge, right? Lack of understanding what is actually possible. And that's then why we're doing this. We've been told a lot of lies, as we all know, that we need chemicals to get big produce, to, deter pest and disease, but that's not true.
I see my sister suffering of cancer, isn't it? What causes this? I go back and ask these doctors. I've asked many doctors, even from abroad. Even I've moved from here to neighboring country like Uganda, like Southern Sudan, up to Tanzania, looking how people live and how do they feed, isn't it? And I get a solution by myself. I say, oh no, we shall leave all these chemicals and go back to our lands. And I will look what will help us to prevent these insects, these mites, and whatever to our crops. It was 1994, there where I started my journey. I was with a little money, then I say, I will use it to travel. Wherever I don't want to buy whatever, but to get this knowledge, I by myself. I got this plant, I tried to my crops, I failed. I go to another one, I fail. I try another one, and then I plant a fresh one. I started with a certain plant. I say, oh, this one has cured my plant. I write it down. I go to another one. Oh, it has made my plant to be very fertile. I write it down. And I come to group those plants. And now I myself to plant and start using that crops to cure another crop.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate that you have taken out this time to watch this video, to listen, to learn, and most importantly, to be encouraged of what the possibilities are. Look out for our next event that's happening on the 5th of April here in the Twala area. We will share the information about it. I encourage all of you also to invite your children. Children are very welcome. It is very important for us to also teach them as they are young so that they also may learn this information, gain this knowledge, and also pass it further down to themselves. They will have free entry, so please bring your children along. I look forward to meeting all of you where we can exchange ideas, exchange what we are all learning, because we are also learning as we are growing. So thank you, and we'll see you soon.